It's crazy they made us censor the graphics for season 1.
They threw a brick through the producer's back window.
They lost the John Mouse performance. We have to come up with a title and make new graphics.
Really?
What about Rise of the Nazis?
Tim Heidecker. Oh, you little man.
Oh my God.
I mean, we did sneak things in.
This might have been even before Jones said that.
It is, yeah.
Bernstein's an enemy. Like, you know he's your enemy. I was difficult to work with. The thing he said about being a nerd, that's true.
We're just going to do it in post.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Some people didn't understand that they had been censored.
Zion says, what was the tardigrade sketch about that was cut from World Peace?
The tardigrades was, I think that was probably Ruse and Charles' idea. That might have been, Eric might have helped with that too. Nick might have helped with that too. It was one that I didn't do any writing on though, but it was these little like dust mite things. And it was like a human, like what would the sketch premise was, what if you had a human-sized tardigrade, what would that be like? And it was just people like beating the shit out of this thing with bats. But the costume department made the human tardigrade costume. It was so that it didn't, like whatever funniness was there was kind of lost.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it didn't make the cut. This right here, what if tardigrades were the size of humans? That's basically what the premise was. So they're these things that can like withstand the nuclear winter. The toughest animal on Earth.
As a former content creator for Adult Swim, any thoughts on Dan Harmon being exiled from the network and the possibility of the network losing its cash cow?
Without being saying funny insults, I think Adult Swim has kind of lost the plot. When we were there was an executive who was like a young black guy. It was not bad. He had like a good, semi-decent. He has a semi-decent sense of humor. Everybody that we knew there is like gone. And when we were there, they were kind of like, I think they were trying to gear their stuff more towards black people.
Yeah.
Like black Jesus and stuff. I guess that was like the play. Yeah. But it wasn't like god awful, like the Steven Universe. But now I think the people there now are like these fragile. It's like a weird kind of corporate Lord of the Flies environment that's being run by corporate weirdos and like fragile people making like pastel fruitcake shows. Yeah. I don't understand what the programming looks bad. It looks like a network on its way out. Like it looks like a dead, very bad thing. That it could be probably revitalized if they had one good show. If they just had like one, go back in time, make it so that the Rick and Morty guy didn't lay a out with his fists. That would be good. That would be helpful if they had a time machine and could undo the ruining of their cash cow. But then they need like an edgy show, and not necessarily our show, but they need a show that's like spicy, and it doesn't need to be like a racially spicy thing, but they need something crazy.
It's crazy they made us censor the graphics for season 1. Can you believe that?
And this in the graphics,
I don't remember what happened.
It's too bad.
And the graphics were littered with text, and they basically didn't want to spend the time proofreading it.
Yeah.
To make sure there was nothing that we'd snuck in there. So they made us put bars over the graphics. And then people watching it with the bars over it, they thought that those were the graphics. They didn't. Some people didn't understand that they had been censored. People saw these things with like text covered with bars blocking out what was said, and they thought that those were the graphics.
How they know?
As they were intended to be.
How they know how to turn on a TV?
That's incredible.
Do the original graphics exist somewhere?
Yeah, if you go to YouTube and type in World Peace Omitted, and then people thought that it was called Omitted too.
Well, I get asked all the time when $1 Million Extreme 2 is coming out. So am I that shocked by that? No.
That's more understandable than thinking that we were calling the show Omitted.
That's an interesting choice for a show name.
This is the stuff they were too lazy to look at
They
this. What
they'd sneak things in.
No one has seen it.
I mean, we did sneak things in at this right here. I mean, I understand. The views expressed in this program 100% reflect the views of Adult Swim.
Yeah, that's nice though.
We could have made a more shocking show just by sticking a microphone on the underside of Mike Lazo's desk and playing back the recording. He's a pig. Please enjoy world peace. It's kind of awesome.
And the Sandy Hook stuff, this was, I don't even know if this might have been even before Jones said nothing happened.
It is, yeah. This is before that for sure.
And I knew that was a banger.
So many people have ripped this off too, by the way, this graphic style. Have you seen this? Anytime you see red and yellow, it's like snuck into like, I've seen billboards for like fucking cell phone plans.
The dog food guy.
Yeah.
That new dog food guy just basically ripped this off.
Some heavy hitters. These should have been on TV. God damn. This is a feel-good classic right here.
Yeah.
Crazy how fast they made it move, too, because they were 11-minute episodes, you know?
Yeah. I never watched the show, so it's the first time I've ever seen these.
This is probably the best.
Is this the first? Episode 1?
It was episode 4, I think. We might have switched it in the... Because remember, we had to switch 1 and 4 or 5, I think. Male safe space for men only. Shout out to whoever did that music. Holy...
That's crazy. Satan Kings.
They shut down World Peace 1, the filming of it. The local union, they offered all of our crew, if you, IATSE, IATSE, this union, Atlanta branch of it, which does film crew, theatrical stage employees. Membership, IATSE membership is like $10,000 or something. And it's good to be an IATSE worker because you get jobs that way. So what the union did is they went to our crew and they offered all of them membership in the union in exchange for not working on World Peace 1.
Really?
Yeah, and then from then on out, we had like a skeleton crew. We had just the people that were left that didn't join the union.
So the union had a problem with the show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which and they rolled up on us too. They threw a brick through the producer's back window. But I was never there when they rolled up on us. It would have been a huge problem if they had done that when I was there. But they threw a cinder block or something through the producer's G-Wagon window, which was interesting also. We have to come up with a title and make new graphics.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
It's pretty neat. There's 50 graphics that have the words world peace baked into them, so that has to be redone. There's not really a legal workaround. We talked to a real trademark lawyer, and he's like, if you censor it or you call it world peas or whatever, it doesn't work that way.
No?
No. You got to come up with an alternate.
I figured I've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
What are we gonna
I
call
need
it?
wait no longer. What about Rise of the Nazis?
Those are great. I love that.
What about How to Build a Gas Chamber?
Walter Wooden Doors. MDE2.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just say MDE2. Already,
Yeah.
Well, that's because they're idiots.
I just want to make sketches, bro. I want to shove it in the face of all these who tried to shut us down. Adults, and I don't even care about Bernstein because Bernstein's an enemy. Like, you know he's your enemy.
Yeah.
The people at Adult Swim who pussied out,
Those are the real ones?
them. I hope they give Justin Roiland 200 years. He had nothing to do with our show, but that's the type of guy. Tim Heidecker. Oh, man.
TOS.
I'm going to give him a handshake, a firm one.
Marzi
All you mother spineless, nobody, nothing people. Tim Heidecker. The videos Tim Heidecker makes, they give you a chuckle. They'll give you a chuckle. They'll give you a Reddit/sensible chuckle. All your is going in the trash can. Nobody will remember you. You little man. But we got to be victorious. We're going
to win.
overcome.
Specifically with our stuff, it's because our whole catalog, like everything we've ever done, is on there, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to risk losing that. I hate when that happens. Like with not having the original stuff for World Peace 1 drives me nuts that we don't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably and the reality of it, even from a network standpoint, when you think about that,
I knew they were gonna fuck it up. They lost the John Mouse performance. I knew they were fuck ups too. The first conversation we ever had with Adult Swim on the phone was, I was like, we want to bring in our own editors. We want to make sure our own guys are editing it, and we want to be in control, like these types of processes, right?
Yeah.
Like capturing stuff. And they're like, no, we got Hollywood professionals to do that. We got professionals to do that. I knew when I met the sound cart guys, they came in, they were just like tossing, the way that they weren't throwing it, but the way that they were handing the SD cards back and forth, I knew that they didn't give a shit about the, so yeah, go ahead, lose the John Mouse audio.
yeah, no problem.
Good job.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just be able to dub it. We're just gonna do it in post.
Yeah.
That's what they say. We'll just do it in post. Like, what the does that mean?
I do apologize for blowing up the show, for not holding it together as strongly as I could have, and that's all I can say about it, guys. That's it. If I fail to if World Peace 2 doesn't come out good, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe I won't say anything. Yeah, I'm gonna say something. I mean, it's just more. I feel more pressure to perform than I ever have in my entire life. Not even the boxing match was pretty serious. Like if I had lost the boxing match, I'd be working at Petco right now. I'd be like, hey Jet, you want to hang out later? What are you guys doing? I'd be hanging out with you guys. I'd be yo, so do you guys want to go? We're gonna smoke some cigarettes. Like it would just be bad if I lost that fight. Putting together a show is just so complicated, and there's just a lot to be done. I was not the best friend that I could have been. The thing about getting cock blocking him out of the Auto Mile show, I'll pull that up right now. So I'm just going to show that. Adult Swim is interested in developing the project known as Auto Mile. We would have to pay you a passive royalty because you were in the pitch meeting. Charles has never seen this, by the way. And I said, they offered me $500 for the, to sign for the whatever on this. I said, how about 50 instead of 500? And then I wrote back, changed my mind. I'll do it for 5. Draw up the papers. Please don't put anything sneaky in there that's going to require me reading it multiple times or asking a lawyer to read it. Don't have time for that. That was my response. And that's the last I ever heard from Adult Swim on Auto Mile. And somehow this up game of telephone, it got back to Charles that I had told them that I was not going to sign or whatever. And it's foolish to think about lost time, but I wish that I had patched things up with Charles sooner.
Yeah.
And the thing that I am guilty of is not I should have been kinder to Charles, and I should have put myself in his shoes more. I don't know. Because the thing he said about being a nerd, that's true. It's just that I was difficult to work with, and it's not in a crazy way, but just in a way that was too rigid. And I should have realized that to maintain that friendship, I shouldn't have been. I should have been more accommodating, and that's what I wish that I'd done. It just seems weird how this stuff is coming together now. So I feel like an extraordinary amount of I shouldn't this up type vibes.
In World Peace 1, the visuals was pretty basic. In what way would World Peace 2 help on that problem? Also, you touched in a Hyde Wars video that you got into a scuffle with the lead Cinemo about lens choice for World Peace 1.
Well, if by visuals, if you mean the way that the video looked, it was just shot with whatever it looked like an Adult Swim show. It was the same camera. It was the same camera and lenses as all these other piece of shows they pump out. This is green screen, so it looks a little different, but I hate the way this looks. It just looks like a cell phone commercial. Like it's a Verizon commercial or something.
It does look like a Verizon commercial.
It looks like when they try to do commercials that are comedy sketches, where it's like, hey, you didn't know that you could get 5 for 5 off at Wonders. Yeah. So anyway, this time around, It's okay. I mean, it looks better mostly due to Alex Lucarini's skill. The guy shooting it's really really good. We're using Sony FX3s with Sony lenses, which are pretty clinical, but we're using diffusion, and I would say the footage looks pretty good. If I had my if we had an unlimited budget, I would want to do vintage Panavision lenses. That's my dream, to shoot World Peace 3 on vintage Panavision lenses partially. But World Peace 2 looks, I mean, it looks much better, yeah.